Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm super excited to have you here. My name is Claire Burt, and welcome to the Awaken Woman podcast, season 2. We are in 2023, and I have a very special guest with me today. And side note, we both have little people at home who may or may not jump in. And I'm not going to edit this out because it's all about showing everybody the reality of working. So welcome, everybody. I would love for you to say hi to the beautiful Ash who has joined me today. Hi, Ash. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you. How's everyone?
Yeah, we're awesome. Thank you for joining me. It is so cool to hang out. Ash just had a little one on her lap, and I've got my boys in a room on their iPads. So we are knocking it out of the ballpark today. So, Ash, welcome to the Awaken Woman podcast. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm well, thank you.
You're welcome. So, in a little intro before I do mine, who is Ash?
I'm a mum of one. I love everything about the outdoors and nature, looking after my body, family time. That's kind of me to a T, really.
Awesome. That is so cool. And welcome to everybody who is joining us as well. Ash is also a nurse. So one of the very special people, hello, Bally, very special people that cares for others and is just an incredible human that we have. So thanks, Ash, for joining us. Everybody that's listening, my name is Claire Burt. I'm the identity coach here at Inspired Lifestyles, and I work with normal mums to overcome all of our limiting beliefs that hide us, that keep us hidden, that keep us feeling like we're stuck and we don't have our voice. And I think it's really important managing all the hats that we wear is something that we're going to speak about today. And are we wearing the right hats with the right people? Because we find that we need to do it all. And our chat today is going to be really, really awesome. So our chat today is all about facing challenges and persevering through difficult times. I had a little brief off chat with Ash just before we went live. And we both had to persevere with a lot of different challenges over the sorts of the 12 months. Whether it's been in families, whether it's been in personal lives, it is something that contributes to our voice as women as well, that can sort of sidetrack us and contribute to loss of identity that we feel. So, Ash, as a united couple, facing challenges as a united couple is really important rather than individuals. Would you say that is important?
So important. Yep. Remembering you're on the same team. You're not fighting for different causes. You are united. You are a team. And I guess, you're sort of wearing the captain hat for your whole family as well. So you also need to keep that in mind.
I love that, the captain hat for the family. We're going to speak a little bit about wearing all the hats as well. We know when it comes to family, we were different people. We were individuals before we all joined as a unit. And I know that you have shared some part of your journey in persevering through difficult times. How has that challenge that you went through together strengthened your relationship?
Oh, massively. I said this in my wedding vows. Just going through those hurdles and the ups and the downs and the really hard low times, like together and as a family, I guess. I don't know, we connected on a deeper, different level that I feel like maybe not a lot of people sort of get to that point. Thank you, darling.
And it can be because it gets too hard. We may not have faced these struggles individually. So how are we going to be able to face those together as a united front, right? We need to find that deeper connection as well.
Yeah, I just think communication, keep it open, hear each other out. There's always going to be differing opinions on things and views on things, parenting styles, like everything.
Yep.
But just, sit down, have that open conversation, hear it all out, and then discuss and resolve as best you can.
Oh, I love that. And I mentioned to you off here, and a few of the listeners will know, not in terms of the detail, but we had in our relationship at home a massive breakdown over 2022 where we separated for a period of time and have since reconciled, and that's been incredible. But it's learning to date your partner all over again. And the moments that it's really tough. And that's where the communication is so imperative, where you both almost need to go find someone to talk to that lets you all back in so that you feel like you are being heard, right? That's important, isn't it?
Oh, it's so important. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's one of the things. And I think if we don't find that fundamental part, there's no point even persevering or going through those difficult times, because communication is something that is so simple.
Yes.
But we need to release our ego and our attachment and our emotions from it so that we can actually let people in.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it gets all kind of clogged up.
It does. And then you never let the walls down and you get to a point where it's irreparable. It's not going to happen. So that's really important. And communication. I know that a lot of women feel unseen, unheard, stuck, unloved, and they just prolong just going through the hamster wheel of every day in a hope that it will get better without actually taking action. And I know I've had to take tough action. I've had to own up to stuff that I contributed to. That I'm not perfect. And I think that's a really difficult conversation to have with yourself, would you say?
Oh, it is. Yeah. Sometimes that's actually the harder conversation, having it with yourself, trying to get yourself out of that mindset and out of that denial and owning up to that. And if you don't get to that point, then it is very, very hard to resolve. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it comes back from a level of self-trust, self-love that you have. What are you willing to prioritize? What are you willing to tolerate in terms of boundaries, and what are you wanting from somebody, and are you willing to say, this is what I want?
Yes.
This is what I deeply feel so passionately about. That helps, right?
Yes, it does. Yeah. You've got to, I think, know within yourself your values and what you want inside, then bring that to the table. But then I guess, you've got to hear the other side out as well, and then sometimes compromise, like if it's going to work, and yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it comes down to a few things: communication, boundaries, but you've also got to be fighting for the same team, like you said earlier. If you guys are fighting for different reasons, for different wants, different intentions, then what are you actually fighting for? What's the cause you are fighting for? That is something that you need to all get onto the same page, because we're going to talk about family unit. And at your most difficult times, if you can come home and have your home as your sanctuary and have the people that are in the walls of that home, that your safe people, that is what is going to help you move through those challenging moments when you don't know how it's going to work out. You don't know how you're going to pay the bill. You don't know where this is going to come from. But that safety and that security that you can feel, that love and warmth, helps so much, right?
Yes, it does so much. Yeah. Your home and your family should be your happy place, your sanctuary, your retreat, that's your core. Yeah.
Yeah. It should be the base that you always come back to and feel safe in. I've only realized that in the last few months, in the last year, that is where it is. Home is something that provides safety and security and downtime and quiet away from whatever is happening in the outside world as well. So how important is your family unit to you? We've spoken that you have a blended family. How important is creating a safe, nurtured, certain family unit for you?
Oh, it's my focus. That is my focus as a parent, as a mum. I mean, even as a wife, like in other ways, but no, that is my main focus. And I don't know, I think a lot of like family time is good, some one-on-one time with each child, that kind of thing is really good, just to make sure everyone's sort of on the same page and feeling warm and loved and happy, and knowing that they can communicate all of their feelings to you as a parent, because that can be quite difficult, I guess, especially dealing with children. They often show their feelings through certain behaviors and things, which can be really hard to read. So Cocoa Pops.
Yeah, it's always the way. I tell you, don't worry. Guys who are listening, if you could, there's a reason we don't upload the video as a video blog, because it is a mess. We have kids at home right now. My boys are on iPads in other rooms. Ash's little one has just brought Cocoa Pops to the table. So it's awesome. Hi, darling. Yeah, so this is the real unit, right? This is the real deal of what us mums who are creating brand new legacies, who are walking away, forging new identities is. We deal with, hello, darling, as well. So family unit, you need to, my tips for creating maybe a calm family unit, and I don't have experience in terms of blended families, but having everyone feel seen and heard, I think is a human need that we need to promote. Would you agree with that? Do you find that once you've focused on that, did the kids feel a little bit more stable?
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of notice it straight away too in how they carry themselves and their behaviors as well.
Yeah.
If you had like a bit of a conversation about their feelings and they've been able to open up and get it off their chest, just it's so much, the vibe is so much nicer. It's
it makes your job a little easier, isn't it?
Yeah,
it does make your definitely job so much more easier when you can collaborate together and they don't feel that they're being attacked or segregated, right?
Absolutely. Like, they need to feel comfortable in expressing whatever they need to express because we're their rock.
Yep.
And they should be able to come to us with anything under the sun.
Yeah.
And we're there. So
yeah, I think so. And that's where self-parenting comes in, and being able to recognize that the way that your kids react and express emotions is the same way that you should be expressing your emotions too. If your kids are not speaking to you or to each other nicely, well, then how are you speaking to you? Because it's a reflection. And as a mum, we need to make sure that our young people are emotionally intelligent.
Yes.
Coming out of 2 years of COVID, I'm in Melbourne. My kids were not regulated at all. After it, they weren't. And I have a least resilient 7-year-old who whinges at everything, has done from the day he was born.
Yeah.
But if we can raise emotionally intelligent young people who understand what their feelings are, and we can nurture an environment that they feel safe to speak up, then we're also leading the next generation of adults who are going to be parents. We're not going to be shying away from. Would you say that's going to be a key for us as mums in today's world?
Definitely. And just knowing that feelings are normal. Like every feeling, whatever you are feeling is normal. I think that's something that's really important to remind them of too. Just however you're feeling, that's okay. That's a normal, you're not in trouble. Let's talk about this, and you tell me what I can do to help you and support you, sort of thing. So
something that we didn't get as kids, right? Kids of, I'm going to show my age now, kids of the 80s and 90s are going to be like, whoa, this is not how we were brought up, man. We were told that you can't express your stuff. You got to suck it up, princess. You'll be right. Get over it. Grab a Band-Aid and you get back outside. But it's not so much as we're raising soft people. We're just raising emotionally intelligent people so that when it does get tough and they are adults, they don't bottle it up. So the outcome for us is we don't want people to bottle stuff up anymore. As women, we don't have to do it all. We don't have to feel it all. We don't have to take the weight of everyone's emotion, especially if you're an empath as well and you feel you need to take on all of that responsibility. That's where it's important. So there's some awesome tips, Ash. I love it. As we head into wearing all of the hats, and like I said, we don't have to do it all. But we feel like we have to, because I think we live in such an opportunistic time in history that we feel like we have to do it all. Would you agree? Do you feel that pressure?
I do feel that pressure, yes. I'm lucky. I do have a very supportive partner who doesn't mind cooking dinner when he gets home from work.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, we need.
That is a gold nugget right there.
So I guess, we all go through like good times and bad times, and, life happens. But at different times, yes, I do feel that pressure.
Yep. And it's verging on I have to do it all rather than do I need to do it all. So that's really important. When you notice that you don't have to do it all, it's like a relief and a weight off your shoulders as well. And that comes from a maturity point of view. That comes from allowing people to help you. That comes from a view of it's okay if it can wait. And that has been something that I've had to deal with sort of over the last journey as well. Would you agree? That's your hardest part?
Yes, definitely. I totally agree with that. Sorry, I'm just getting pencils thrown all
That's
over.
all right. It's all going on. It's all happening. No, that's cool. So, ladies, I'm going to share some tips in between. And when we wear all the hats, I want you to focus on, perhaps if you're a visual person, writing down all the hats you have to wear. So, mum, wife, worker, all the little bits and pieces you wear, cook, PA, sports administrator. And I want you to make sure that you are wearing the right hat in the right situation. And what I mean by that is that you don't want to be wearing your mum hat when you're meant to be with your partner, because it can be a little bit demeaning and it can bring down their balance in masculine and feminine energy.
Yeah.
So would you agree with that? It's hard though, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So we need to make sure that we're in the right moment and we're practicing presence. Oh, my watch is going nuts. So this is what is really important. When we practice being present, we can actually set aside and prioritize our time. When we become present and we write a list and we time block, which is what I share with my clients and I get them to do, is prioritize what has to be done and name your 3 things and make sure that you are time blocking time for your partner, because you need to decompress after the end of the day. You need to be able to have adult time, whether it's in conversation or just sitting on the couch. But if you don't create passion and intimacy, your communication will fall apart, because as humans, it's a basic need. And we need to show the love and affection that we want from them to them in order for it to come. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely a priority. Definitely make sure you have time for you and your partner to have that one-on-one time to talk. Even just, how was your day, girl? Like, that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And watch or just sit and chat, like you said, have a cuppa.
Yep. Especially for those that work together. And my hubby and I also own a trade business here in Melbourne. So my corporate finance background comes in handy. So I handle all the back end administration and then he handles all the amazing work at the front. But it can be a challenge when you're working in a couple of different locations and his train of thought is looking at something else and I'm looking at a different side. You must make time to strip all of that commitment out. So don't talk about the kids. Don't talk about what the pressures are of the business. You can have that time, but make sure that there is time where it's just the 2 of you. Because from experience, it is. Because if you break down in communication, you stop talking to each other. You start resenting people. And especially if you are a stay-at-home mum or you work from home and you feel constricted, feel you don't have that space away from the kids because they're doing your head in over 6 weeks holiday, that snowballs into something that is much greater example to blow up than should just having that 10, 15, half an hour conversation time. That is something that is important as mums and wives and women and hats that we wear, and make sure that we're fostering and nurturing that loving environment too, which is awesome. But it's a challenge, right? Because we're busy.
It is. Sure.
Yeah, it is. And then little people come in and they'll have bad nights or they'll not feel well and they'll take more of your time. But they always said to me, it won't be forever. You know, the dark days and the challenges that you feel are just momentary. You know, we're smart women. We know how to manage our money. We know what we have to do. But allowing ourselves to feel the feeling, like you said earlier, feel it all.
Yep.
Brush it off. That's an important lesson. And it took me a long time to learn how to feel the feelings without reacting. Did you find the same?
Something that I do now is, if I feel like I've taken a lot on and I'm not coping with it and I do need to do that whole brush off, like let it go. I actually, when I have a shower, whenever that time comes in the day, I will just sort of envision and take a moment and just use the water running over my body to just say, yep, it's leaving my body. It's dripping off my body, down the drain. I'm leaving it behind, moving on, sort of thing.
Yeah, I love that. There is science and method to your madness, Ash. Honestly, there is. Yeah. I've heard that it's a visualization technique and a lot of NLP. I'm a kinesthetic learner, so we break it down whether you're audio, whether you're a visual learner or a kinesthetic hands-on learning. Yep. And if you're a visual learner, it is going to be easier for you to calm your nervous system, like you just said, in overwhelm, by visualizing the cleansingness. So So I love that. I love that. And you can say all your affirmations. You can say, I let my overwhelm wash over me now.
Yeah.
Thank you, but I ask you to leave. Whatever it is, ladies, that you're listening that you find, that is perfect. That is a really great tip for overwhelm in the 5 minutes where you may not be busted in the shower by the kids. Or when you don't have an audience, because my boys like to just pop in whenever they have. So there is no secret, is there?
Can I hop in? I'm like,
yeah. It's just, you just fight, like you said, pick your battles. It's not one of them, that is for sure. So I want to ask, what are some things, you've just shared one tip, what would be two others for overwhelm? Because as busy mum, you wear multiple hats and you've got challenges that all families face. What are some other tips that you find work well to calm yourself when you feel heightened and overwhelmed?
Yeah, I think if you can, schedule in that you time, like even just going for a walk by yourself or sitting down and having a cup of tea. Like maybe dad can take the kids to the park for a walk or something. Just make sure you get some you time to recharge your batteries so you can be your best self for you and everybody else. Yeah, that's really like my main thing.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah,
and it is, and it leads perfectly into my next tip, which is bringing everyone along for the journey. Now, not everyone is going to support you, whether you are starting a business, whether in any part of your life straight away. And our biggest challenges perhaps are always going to be our partners, because they see things from a different view. Especially if they're masculine heavy energy, they're going to look at it from a really analytical black and white view. Whereas us, we're seeing bigger pictures, we see color, we see opportunity, we know what this could do, it could branch out, but they can't see that. So don't get disheartened if you bring up an idea and they are not supporting you straight off the bat, because that's how it was for us. And it's taken a few years for me to now get the full support and for my husband to now understand that the power of mindset and mental health and time for me, and sharing that with women like you, Ash, and everyone that's listening is really, really powerful. And we're not asking to go for a half a day or a day at the day spa. We're asking for 10 minutes to drink our tea or a hot coffee.
Yeah, it's just
anyone asking me to blow their nose, scratch their back, wash their hair, like, give me a break. That is all we're asking for, right?
Absolutely.
But are you communicating that? So are you giving off the vibes that it's all too much, I need a break, I can't do this anymore, and your partner is thinking, holy crap, is my life about to be turned upside down? And an argument happens when you're just saying, I'll just take the kids, like you said, take them to the park, I need to drink my coffee in peace.
Yeah.
So make sure the communication is on the same path. Because if you're losing your mind and they're thinking it's the end of the world, but you just want to have a break for 5 minutes to drink a glass of wine, then what are you really bringing everyone along for the journey with you? Share your pressures. Would you find that that's helped a lot for you guys too?
Yes, and I think it's okay to speak up if you are feeling over. Know that it's okay to express that, especially to your partner, husband, that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people struggle at admitting that and thinking, I'm just going to pack it all on my shoulders. I'm going to keep soldiering on. No, it's okay to speak up and say, hey, look, I just need a minute. I just want to have please, take the kids for a walk. Yeah, I just know that it's okay to do that.
Yeah,
you're not
absolutely.
a bad person.
You're not, and you're not a bad wife either if you ring your partner and say, I'm sad today, I don't know why, and you cry. It's okay for you not to feel like you want to be fixed.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to be able to just vent and let all the emotion out and tell them that you're having a struggling day today, that it's all too much, that you just feel sad. And just for them to listen. And it might mean that you are on the phone for 5 minutes and there's silence while you're bawling your eyes out. Now, if this is sounding pretty real, this probably happened to me on Monday. Yes, it got a bit hard, all right? I love my kids, but they've got to go back to school soon. Oh, it's hard, right? Because whatever happens, it could be a small moment, but to know that we can just be listened to without wanting to be fixed is something that is really powerful, and it takes your relationship to such a deeper level. right?
Yeah.
It's the understanding between the two of you that you can hold space for someone as well. So
Yeah.
I think that's really important, bringing people along for the journey so they see the good bits, they see the bad bits, they know who you're working with. That is really important too. You don't feel like you have to hide your little business away, your job away. You don't have to pretend to be somebody else when you're around them. You can be the real you.
Yeah.
And when we, yeah, absolutely. When we talk about identity and losing ourselves, I think it's the confusion of who we are at with different people. Corporate me 3 years ago was a very different person than what I am now. Me now is not someone that would have walked into the corporate world at all, but it's a mask I felt I had to wear at that time. I'm glad I've left that now. But if you bring people along for the journey and share it, it's the relatability. And it's okay for us as women and mums to be taken care of too.
Yeah.
That's something that is really important. Life changes, everything changes when you allow yourself to be taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Look, sometimes I'll just walk up to my husband and be like, I just need a cuddle. Yeah. And he'll just, okay, I might go now.
okay, little widow, there you go, pay that. Yeah. And then off the track.
Like, yep, that makes me feel better. And they say it releases all those happy hormones too, having a cuddle. Yep. So take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so important. And that's when you allow yourself to be vulnerable. That's when you allow yourself to feel free and to be comfortable to be the truest version of you. You're not going to be ridiculed. You're not going to be judged.
No.
That's the level that we all should be aspiring to in terms of comfort in our relationships, to just be safe enough to be the real us.
Yeah.
On our good days, equally as on our bad days as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, Ash, I've loved it. We've chatted for 30 minutes. This has been an awesome episode. I hope, ladies that are listening, you've got some real little gold nuggets about perseverance and what it means for family unity. That is the aim that Ash and I wanted to bring across today, and managing all of our hats. So, Ash, any closing remarks you've got for any of the women that are listening who may feel like disconnection is creeping in?
Oh, just talk it out. Sit down calmly, talk it out. And remember, you are a team together. Support each other. Remember that at the end of the day, you are one another's support person, and you are a team. And yeah, you guys are the pilots that fly your family. So you need to also, work on what you need to work on as a couple, and also keep in mind all the little people that are watching you and learning from all of your actions and how you are carrying yourself through your life and through your relationship. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, our little people are sponges. So what are we wanting them to model from us? And when it's hard, when you're going through crappy moments in your life, when you want to throw shade at people and be angry, remember that's what we're teaching our kids in those difficult moments. And you won't think that they'll remember, but they remember everything.
Oh yeah.
Every single thing they'll remember. So they're little sponges, to make sure. So Ash, again, thank you, my love. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've had the best fun. Thank you. To everyone that's watching, please make sure if you've got any questions, queries, comments, please make sure that you leave them in the little review box, or you can contact me over on Insta. But everybody, I hope that this is helping you create 2023 as your family unit and making connection and communication. I think are the three major things that you should have taken out of this podcast. Make them a priority for you. And I look forward to seeing you all really, really soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.